all of this with the global warming and that, and a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax. I mean, it's a money-making industry, okay?
Tornadoes on the ground in Nebraska. Can you please get photos?
In today's world, we talk about climate change and the role of governments, state governments, subnational level, and then cities doing their part, not only to reduce emissions, which is the ultimate goal of the Paris Agreement, for instance, but also to develop measures, to implement measures of adaptation, resilience. Why is that? Well, because we already know that climate change is already here, and trying to reduce emissions, while it is something that we must do, the level of the oceans, as I said before, is already happening. It has already risen. And droughts, for instance, are taking place. California is a great witness to that big drought of 6 years that we just left behind. So with that, we have seen our forest being impacted. Why? Because the changes in temperature have also triggered that insects that were not popular in certain or autochthonous to certain regions, indigenous to certain regions, now they are, and it's impacting how trees are dealing with those pests. And in most cases, those trees are dying. So the changes are happening. Unfortunately, in our country, both political parties have played different roles, with Democrats believing that climate change is real and supporting policies, and Republicans largely denying or just not really doing anything legislatively to support policies that would eventually lead to reduction of greenhouse gases. If history is any indication of where we are today, and if we look at what happened during the presidency of George W. Bush, climate was denied. The Bush administration was unofficially in concert with oil companies and business sector companies that were against any policies that did anything to address climate change. So what they did is basically promote science that was beneficial to their narrative but opposed to climate change, to the point that some of these pseudo-scientists basically issuing reports that challenge the veracity and the truthfulness of what most scientists have said around the world.